guys, we're having Facebook issues. You know how they are, the music. So we're just going to get started. How you guys doing today? You doing great? We thought we'd do, pay a little homage to Aretha Franklin, but apparently we got blocked. So we're going to take care of that because we're going to start going live on YouTube, which I think is going to be much better. So I had to bring my water because last Sunday I was coughing a bit. How you guys doing? You doing great? Welcome to Psychic Sailor. I'm Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and your life coach motivator. Welcome to today's talk. Now, if you guys have been watching me on Riding Along with Vanessa during the week, then all this week we've been talking about purpose. We've been talking about finding a purpose, finding your voice, understanding who you are, understanding that you have to allow yourself to become authentic. You have to allow yourself to stop hiding behind everything and start to find and awaken your authenticity. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about meaning and purpose. And I'm so excited about this because I discovered this, I think it was last year, and I was like, oh my God, that's it. That's exactly what that means. So I want you guys to remember this. Meaning and purpose, the acronym, MAP. So when you arrived here on this planet, even before the foundation of the world, when you were having this conversation with God and you were drafting up and agreeing to the terms and conditions of your human contract, right? You were equipped with a map. It was written into your DNA. Your meaning and purpose was written into your DNA. Do you understand that? Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about. Hard-coded into your DNA. It's going to help you develop your voice, and you're going to have to try on what works for you, but it does require soul transformation because, see, here's the contrast, okay? We agree to the terms and conditions of our human contract. We also agree to certain contracts, because if it was just so easy, we just arrive here fully equipped, right? Fully equipped and all knowing and all being, it'd be kind of boring, wouldn't it? Right? So the contrast helps us to A, not adhere to anyone else's terms, but only adhere to what we agreed to with our Creator, right? So your map, your meaning and purpose. So I can only refer to me. And I remember when I was growing up, right? I was growing up and I'd hear these things and my spirit would be like, nah, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right, And I would always question these things, and I got in so much trouble because I didn't want to agree with what someone was trying to tell me what was right. If it didn't feel right inside, I couldn't stand by it, right? And it got me in a lot of trouble as a kid because I had my own mind. And I remember I was always asking questions, right? And I remember my mother says, don't do what I do what I tell you to do, or something like that. Do what I say or something. And I was like, and I just never felt, never just sat right with my spirit. And now that I'm older, I understand what that means. That was my map, my meaning and purpose, that guide, that mechanism that was inside of me telling me everything that I needed to know. That's why it's so important for you guys to get connected with spirit, because when you get connected with spirit, then you activate your map. And that is in my book here, Time to Transform. I'm going to read a little bit here. It's actually in the introduction. Consider this. Consider the mind as your visual projector displaying everything you are thinking about. Consider your emotions, the match that serves to ignite whatever it is you're thinking and feeling. Consider your will, the gasoline that fuels those thoughts and feelings by continually giving them life, which helps to create and manifest those thoughts into reality. What soul transformation is going to do for you is it's going to activate your map. It's going to activate your meaning and purpose in life. If you don't know whether you have these questions, you're like, Vanessa, I don't know what my purpose is. I wish I knew what my purpose is so I could find my destiny. Then you need to transform your soul. You need to get in alignment, because what that does, that gets you aligned with spirit, that awakens your authenticity where you can find your voice. You'll be guided because that map will be activated. Your steps will be ordered. You'll meet the right people. You will draw in the right skills and talents. And, you know, you're going to have to do some work, right? It requires work. You have to do the work, right? You have to do what is necessary to transform what you think, right? And we just read from here on how you can do that, how you can activate your map, your meaning and purpose through soul transformation. And then what that does, see, what it does, it's going to awaken you from your slumber, from your spiritual slumber, because you've been doing what everyone else was telling you to do and not following your true authenticity. It's going to awaken that, and you're going to have to find yourself saying, you know what, I need to leave. And you'll be just like Abraham, and you'll be guided towards your purpose. And then you'll have to do the work. You'll draw in all of these people, places, and things and resources that's going to help to provide you with the skills, the information, the techniques that you need in order so that you can prepare yourself to walk and step into the role that was written for you all along. It's interesting how a lot of people, they go and spend their entire lives and they never, ever discover what their purpose is. Because A, fear, mostly. Remember, fear is the culprit. And because they really don't believe, they lack the confidence. And all of those are ego-driven, right? And that's why I'm so passionate about this book. I'm just so passionate because this really helped me to understand my ego, which edges God out, every good thing out, because your ego is hell-bent on destroying everything that you touch, right? Everything that you have, everything that you touch. That's the ego's job. But your job as a divine being is to finally allow your divinity to rule and reign in your life, where you can sit on your life, your divine version, where you can attract and, more importantly, keep everything that you want to do with me in your having your life. But you have to do work. And a lot of people don't want to do it because they don't want to do the work. They're like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, Vanessa. I just want to stay in my comfort zone. And they live their entire life, and you see them. You see them. They're like so miserable. And then they don't want anyone else. And then when they see other people going after what they want to do, be, and have, because they're fearless, because they've overcome fear, or at least put it in its place, then they become threatened and intimidated. And then that's where you got the haters and the nemesis, and they all come out. But we already talked about that. We understand what the nemesis job is. It's to polish us, because let me tell you something. When you finally transform your soul and finally start to activate your meaning and purpose, then you'll be operating at such a level where you can, you know, you'll be at 30,000 feet looking down, and you'll see exactly what their motives are, what their intentions, and you will feel no threat. You will not feel threatened, because you finally are walking in your divine purpose, your meaning and purpose in life. And we're going to reference Jesus, right? We're going to reference Jesus, because you know he was bad to the bone, right? They tried everything, right, to come against him. But he was so cool, he was like, nah. And even, you know, I'm reminded of the demonic man. Y'all remember we talked about him, the one that was in the cage, you know, scaring everybody. He walked up on him and he said, who are you? He was not even moved by any of that, right? And that's the way you have to be. You have to get to this place where Paul says, none of these things move me, right? And you have to get to the place where you finally say, you know what, I'm doing it. And you know what, here's the thing. People think that, you know, because you don't have a certain thing, that does not define who you are. That does not define who you are. Having things does not define who you are. Knowing who the hell you are, that defines who you are. Because when you finally come into knowledge and the truth of who you are by operating and activating your meaning and purpose in life, then you're good to go. You know, and people think, and that's why, you know, the affirmations, they work. But honey, if you have not transformed your soul, you're just a parrot. That's all you are. You're a parrot. I'm telling you now, you're a parrot. And you'll become grow frustrated, and you want to give up and quit. And so mostly people do, because they weren't provided the tools and the techniques. See, we got the information, right? We got the information. Ever learning but never coming to the knowledge of the truth, right? We got the information, but we were not given the tools and techniques. I'm telling you guys, this will help it. I'm serious. Time to transform. I mean, this is over 30 years, and I feel so grateful that I look back on it now, and I feel so grateful that I was placed on this fast track. I call it fast track, but it took like forever. But to acquire all this information that I could share with you, so that it wouldn't take you 30 years. But if you really just, buckle down and give yourself a year. Give yourself a year, man. You say, you know what? My meaning and purpose is right in here. I just need to get in line, get tuned in, tapped in, and turned on with the Spirit, so that you can activate it. You can awaken that map. That map is going to order your steps. It's going to draw all these things to you, these people, these places, these things. We're here on the set. Byron found it. Because we had come to an agreement, and I said, you know what, I want to do something different. I just put it out there, right? So his steps, because he was in line with Spirit, he walked up on this place, and we found this great set for Stay in Love, and boom, here we are sitting here today, right? So, if you want to put in the time, the investment, the money, and the effort, then you can really start to operate in your meaning and purpose. But if you don't know what that is, and you want to hide behind Jesus, and you want to be a parent and live your whole life being unfulfilled, and you're going to die angry and pissed off at God because nothing ever good happened to you, and he's going to be like, I gave you everything you needed. When we arrived on this planet, I'm going to keep saying this till it finally clicks with you guys. When we arrived on this planet, we were fully equipped. We are fully equipped with everything we needed. We were with our meaning and purpose. Everything. But it has to be activated. Does that make sense, guys? It has to be activated. We have to go within and totally, if it requires soul transformation, which all of us does, because, that's the world we live in, and, the contrast, depending on what we agree to the contrast, then we have to rewrite the script, right, that's operating in our soul, right, so that we can start to align, right? Because here's the thing, your meaning and purpose will be calling you till the day you die. It'll be saying, hello, hello, hello. But if you are not transformed by being in alignment, you won't hear it. It'll be a fake voice. You'll be like, what is that? What is that calling me? What is that? And you'll be trying all these different things, and you'll be wondering why it's not satisfying you. It's because it's not for you. It's not your meaning and purpose, right? And you have to go through this process. It's just the dynamics of the universe. You have to overcome the contrast of what was written in your life from the day you were born, because you agreed to this, right? You agreed to these different types of situations and circumstances to make you, right? Because here's the thing. If you are sitting here, or you're listening here, or you're driving, whatever, and you're listening to me, that means you survived every contrast that to this day, right? So that means that you are still here. That means that your meaning and purpose has not given up on you. Your meaning and purpose will never give up on you. Even when you're lying on your deathbed, and I'm reminded of my daddy. He's still alive, praise God. But he came over to my house one night. He was bringing some food that Mother made, and he was like, he's in his 80s now. He's like, I should have taken more chances in life. So that really awakened something in me, and I said, you know what? I don't care if I don't have nothing. I'm going out swinging. I'm going to try whatever it is to see what works for me, and I refuse to allow myself to be conformed by anyone else, what everyone else is dictating to me. I'm going to allow what is in me to dictate to me what I need to do, be, and have in my life. And I knew I had to do the inner work, because I didn't want to allow my ego to destroy. These people, they go after everything without actually doing the inner work. Right, and then they get all this stuff, and like those people, and they win a lottery, next thing you know, somebody done killed them, or they're so afraid that I'm isolating them from people and everything. They have not done the inner work to operate from their divine space, right? And then they're able to keep it. We attract stuff all the time. I keep telling you guys this. But if you have not done that inner work, your meaning and purpose, you'll be going after it, right? But if your soul isn't transformed, man, that is going to change your behavior, then it's going to, your ego is going to step in and boom. Be like, I got this. Here come the ego. Boom. Next thing you know, you're flat broke. You're sitting on the side of the sidewalk of life, feeling busted and disgusted, angry as all get out because you don't have anything anymore. And it's all because of what you chose not to do. You chose not to do what was necessary. Not required, what was necessary. It is necessary that you transform your soul, your mind, your will, and your emotions, right? I'm going to read this to you guys again before we wrap it up today. I'm going to read it to you one more time so that you can get this, right? I'm going to read it to you one more time. And then go out and get the book, all right? Okay, here we go. Consider the mind as your visual projector, displaying everything you're thinking about, right? That's your reality. Consider your emotions, the match that serves to ignite whatever it is you're thinking and feeling. Consider your will, the gasoline that fuels those thoughts and feelings by continually giving them life, which helps to create and manifest those things into reality. I'm going to say it one more time. Consider the mind as your visual projector, displaying everything you're thinking about. Consider your emotions, the match that serves to ignite whatever it is you're thinking and feeling. Consider your will, the gasoline that fuels those thoughts and feelings by continually giving them life, which helps to create and manifest those thoughts into reality. Meaning and purpose. I want to know what my meaning and purpose is. You already know what it is. You just need to activate it through soul transformation. Guys, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Facebook blocked me. I can't do music, so it's okay. We'll figure it out. But I want to thank everybody for chiming in. I'll reply to all your comments when we get settled tonight. And I want to thank you guys on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go out to YouTube and subscribe. Go out to YouTube and subscribe to Stay in Love. We're going to work. My intention is to transition off Facebook and go onto YouTube so that we can go a little bit longer. We're going to be doing some new things with Stay in Love Motivations. Hopefully we'll have some guests on. I have some ideas that have been downloaded, but we'll have some people to come on and talk about their products and services. But I'm very particular, right? It has to be in alignment with what I'm doing, right? Because by the time you guys get to me, we've already experienced and heard all the other stuff. I want something that's going to help to align and help to draw you into becoming the best version that you can be. Thank you guys so much. Tune in tomorrow with Ride Along with Vanessa at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for sharing, catching on the replay. And remember guys, stay in love. Thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah.